We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover.
The enthusiasm for football here on the East Coast always in the air. These folks are ready as their guys get set to match up
with the Chicago Bears. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sport. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
They'll run for the first time with Antonio Gibson.
And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36.
The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up 2nd down.
Block off a play action. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A huge play there for Washington. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Shotgun snap to Locke. Forced out to his left. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
Obviously, a big play was needed, and you can see his eyes light up as he realized there's absolutely no one in front of him. And he takes off and goes a long way. Not only does he pick up a first down, but a big gain.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.
Antonio Gibson
with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year.
And Washington takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. A shotgun snap, Fields
buying time to his left. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted.
Picked by Jeff Gladney.
And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Mike 42. Mike 42. Check. Mike 42. Coming to you. Sponge. No.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
They find some open field here. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Wisely will throw that one away.
Well, this defense for the Bears, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Let's go defense.
Handoff for Gibson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
He's got exactly what you're looking for, the ability to not just diagnose a play and quickly, but to make a play as well. Nice job there tackling him for a loss.
Block now to throw. Quick slant, caught by Moore. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
On first down, it's Gibson. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Antonio Gibson with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And Washington is able to stretch their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Get the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Fields. Flush to his right. Looking here for Smith downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. And they do finally get him at the 12. A huge play there for Chicago.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They're looking at a 2nd and 8 now from the 10. Back to throw. Fields. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 1. Hands it off out of the gun. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Read option. Here's Montgomery. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have cut it to within a score. Santos with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Fields this way up at the 17.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. On 1st and 10, here's Locke.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Gibson here running out of the gun.
And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Locke gonna throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. There he goes right side. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Santos now to add the PAT. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Locke's throw taken in here by Chase.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to...
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9.
Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19.
Another try after the first down sack. Locke flushed out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on first down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away.
This is taken around the 12.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards.
And the Bears take over.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw is Fields.
Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll just get rid of it.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Again, Fields.
He's going to fire one deep over the middle. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Julian Blackmon. The CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. It's a 1st down and more for Gibson.
There he goes left side. The 30. 10. Touchdown, Washington.
Antonio Gibson.
On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And Washington has taken the lead.
Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is now 21-14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it. Can't afford any more missteps, though.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
From the gun, here's Fields. Open man is Kmet, the tight end. And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Fields on first down.
Being chased out left. Wide open receiver complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Now a first down throw. Fields
escaping the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
On 2nd and 10, Fields.
And he comes back with one complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year.
And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
Santos able to tack on the extra point. And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
A fairly short kick from the 14.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
And the clock reads 30 seconds to go, so really not a whole lot of time to speak of.
And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. Josh Jones in on the stop. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Mike 4-2, Mike 4-2. It's out time. It's out time, guys. It's out time.
To throw it is Locke.
He'll get this into the hands of Antonio Gibson.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
Antonio Gibson.
As the first half is winding down.
And Washington able to come up with a quick strike touchdown.
Now for the point after. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
As they'll take over with just 13 seconds to go before the break.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And this is off target to the left, didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. The long-distance shot before break comes up empty, but now Charles flipped the script. Time for likely one more play as field position becomes an issue.
Yeah, when you talk about field position, remember, if this kick is missed, the ball comes back to where? The spot that they snapped it from. So field position becomes a factor. I think in this spot, you might also want to think about throwing the Hail Mary. You know, put the ball up in the air. Maybe you can get 6 out of it instead of 3.
Yeah, see what happens.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Good job, fellas. Good job.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they've still got a shot.
From the 27, Fields. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that is incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Out of the gun, Fields. And that will be incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency break. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Well, really not much secret there. 3rd and long, Charles, that he was looking to throw the football. And I would imagine as a defender, you're kind of salivating in that spot, right?
You certainly are, because 3rd and long situations, they tip the scale towards the defense every single time. Now you're actually able to dictate and understand what the offense is trying to do.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off.
And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether You keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
154 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
42's the mic, boys. 42's the mic. Wild Bill.
On first down, Locke. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big connection on that one. 30 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Check safety, check safety. Check. Hey, switch gears.
Gibson again. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Go, go, go. Mike's 4-2, Mike's 4-2. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field. Mike 42. Mike 42. Check.
Locke going to try and throw on third. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
To throw again on 2nd down, Fields. That's complete to Mooney. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On first down, Fields eluding the pressure right. There's Mooney with another catch. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another first down as well. Here's Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Throwing again is Fields. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 25-yard line. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Fields. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the first. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there.
his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Bears have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
Santos with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback, because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
Lock now on first down. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Here's a give to Gibson.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
172 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Washington on third down.
Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. They fake the handoff. Now Locke. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a first down as he stopped at the 48. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. Here's Tressway now as he'll kick it away for the second time. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
You hate to give the ball away here in the fourth quarter while you're just holding a slim lead. But that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet.
And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Fields.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And some room to roam now. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play there on the catch and run.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of, and in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of, trying to engineer a fourth quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Now it's Fields. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 21.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Fields. Quick hitter here. It's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
Now they try the right side here. And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. 48 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Fields leaving it with Montgomery here on the option. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Third and goal now, mere inches from pay dirt. Try to run this one in. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. One final try for Locke. Again, he finds more. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Well, Charles, this one's going to be hard to digest. You take the lead into the 4th quarter, lose that lead. Maybe they felt like they let this one slip away a little bit.
They will definitely feel like that because when you have a lead in the 4th quarter, all you talk about doing is finishing and closing a game out. But when you flip it over, how about that? Making the comeback and then finishing the game, sealing it on defense, they will feel jubilant in their locker room.
So for Chicago, they move back over 500 now at 6-5. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Washington, we'll see how this affects their playoff standing as they fall to 7-4 now on the year. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns.
And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Renamed in late 2020, there's a look at Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington.
This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Dallas Cowboys. The shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
This fielded right at the goal line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
To throw is Prescott. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Cowboys.
CeeDee Lamb.
82 yards. And the Cowboys